Hello,
Say
Rich.
hello to everybody. I had to miss last week's meeting. I think most of you understand that. And I appreciate all the thoughts and prayers and all the kind things that this group is known for. Appreciate that. So today is our digital essay competition, postponed many times from last season. And I believe Dow has 9. Was that the last count, Dow?
9. We have 9.
9 essays. So beyond that, let me just say a couple of things about our next meeting, which is on October 7th, and then I'll turn it over to Dow, and we'll go forward from there. So our next meeting is October 7th, and that is the assigned digital competition. And because of the new way we're doing everything virtually this year, we have 2 assigned topics. I think there's been enough communication about that, and most everybody understands that we're doing 2 assigned topics, which means you can put 2 photos in either of the assigned topics, but no more than 2. And you can put a total of 4 photos in those 2 topics. But as I said, no more than 2 in any assigned topic. And next week's, or the 7th, categories are fairs and festivals, and show us your curves. And if you all recall, those were 2 assigned topics for last season. So that really sort of closes out the topics that we had for last season. And then beginning with any future competitions, they are all, the assigned topics are all the new ones that I think, Sean, you put those out back in early part of May or even late April.
Right.
All right, so good. Welcome, everybody. It's good to have you. I think our judge just abandoned us. Dow, do you have a backup for Cindy now that she's left us, right? Oh, she's back. He's back. I'd hate for you to introduce an empty chair. Clint Eastwood tried it, didn't work.
It'd be interesting.
So without any further ado, let's turn it over to Dow and have at it, Dow.
Okay, thank you, Rich. So this is the long-delayed photo essay contest from, when was that last? March. And I saved all the entries that we had received by then, and interested in giving people a chance to participate, opened it up so they could do it while we were during the lockdown. So we will have 9 entries. Our judge tonight is Cindy Schultz. She has spoken to the group before, which did an excellent presentation. She's an ideal judge. Her specialty has been photo essays. She's won awards from both the Associated Press and from the NPPA in that category. She spent almost 20 years as a photographer with the Albany Times Union, but she's not from here, like some of us. She went to the University of Minnesota, studied journalism, graduated magna cum laude, which I'm not even sure how to pronounce. I'm down far the grade points. And she's originally from Minneapolis, but she came here through Michigan and spent a number of years here with the TU and has stayed here, like some of us. And today is working as a freelancer, does travel to Alaska. And I would really urge you, if you go online and take a look at her website, she has phenomenal pictures from a lot of different categories. Very, very good stuff. So, you know, it's her website, those photos are inspirational. It makes me feel like I'm not very good. Anyway, let me turn it over to Cindy. She's going to play back the entries. She's going to comment on them. If we have enough time, hopefully she can show one of her photo essays that she's done. So Cindy, over to you.
Thank you so much, Dow. So looking at these photo essays, I'm inspired by all of you. So thank you so much for that kind introduction, Dow. So I just wanted to say a few things before I actually got into the showing the essays. So I just want to acknowledge that I know everyone put a lot of time and thought into their essays. It's just really showed, you know, just the careful thinking that it went into it and all the work. I saw that a number of you were timing your music to your images, and it was just really impressive, the amount of effort that you put into all your essays. And so, you know, I'm just one person that's looking at the work. Somebody else might judge this differently, but you know, I'm looking at this through the lens as a photojournalist, and I'm just consider me a neutral party that's looking at your work. I'm not attached to the work, and so I'm able to tell you what I think, in my opinion, what worked, what was successful, and then maybe what you can consider the next time you take on an essay. And just overall, I wanted to say that all of the essays could benefit from an edit. I thought there was a lot of pictures. There were too many pictures, and I know it's really hard for us to cull them down to the ones that really, you know, hit home. You really want to show just your strongest images and make sure that they work together, because the essay is a theme. You know, you want them to be uniform in look, and you want to make sure that each picture adds to the group. Definitely benefiting from an edit. And one week that I do that is I'll do like an initial edit, I'll sleep on it, and I'll come back to it, and I can see my work with fresh eyes. Do that a number of times. Have some friends, have, you know, your husband, your wife, you know, have friends look at it and give their opinion. And if they say, oh, that picture doesn't really work, and you're like, well, yes, it does, well, then keep it in. So it's just, it's really a process. So just wanted to say that, just again, I know you guys probably know this, but a lot of people wonder what's the difference between a photo essay and a photo story. So photo stories have a more of a definite timeline. They have a beginning, middle, and end. And one of the important pieces is that you have a closing image that really has a sense of, you know, that the story is concluded. So a photo essay is a group of related images that work together. So again, deciding whether an image should be in your essay or not, think about if it adds value to your essay. Is it maybe redundant, or maybe off topic or off theme? And then I personally feel that an essay should also have a sense of closure. So if you can think about what would be a way to say this photo essay is wrapped up. And I'll point that out. Some of you did a good job with that, and others, I have maybe a suggestion how you might do it differently. So what I'm going to do is play each essay. They're, you know, in a video format, and they're in no particular order. They're just in the order that I have them in my Google Drive. And then at the end of each essay, I'll make some comments. And then at the conclusion, I'll tell you who, in my opinion, placed third, and who placed second, and then who placed first. So let's see. So I got to share my screen. And let's see. Hold on. Let me make sure I've got this up here. Here we go. All right. So put this in full screen. And I'm going to mute myself so that you can hear the music. And at the end, I'll be back with you.
Cindy, I think you have to unmute yourself because we can't hear the sound.
Did you need something from me? Okay, sorry. I'm trying to get myself off of here. Oh, sorry.
Cindy, you have to keep yourself unmuted. Sorry, everybody. There's a little technical confusion here.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry for the technical difficulty. Yeah, Cindy, you need to, you figured it out that you need to be unmuted in order for us to hear the sound.
Okay. I'm sorry about that. Technical
No.
difficulty.
I realized that myself. That's all learning something today.
Okay. Awesome. Well, we know now.
Yep.
So I'm sorry, Phil, that I kind of botched your photo essay. I just some comments that I want to make about it is I think in general that your essay shows really great action and you have some really, really good people shots. I'm always impressed when people that aren't, you know, professional can get in there and get good people shots, that they're comfortable doing that. So many people are afraid to get in and, you know, meet people and photograph them. So kudos to you for that. I thought the music was really fitting for Portugal. And the essay has a really easy flow, and you use some good use of foreground, background, and some really interesting angles. I really love some of your composition, especially there you had 2 pictures where there were 3 windows in a row with the clotheslines. That was really successful. So I think I thought the beginning started a little slow. People have a short attention span. If you don't kind of get into it a little bit, you know, you could lose some people, you know, depending on if you like put this on YouTube or something, how far you go with it. But I know that you're probably trying to time the music to be at the right spot when you want it to start showing images. So I think personally, I would eliminate what appeared to be tourist photos. you can usually tell a tourist in Europe because they're wearing shorts. And I didn't think you needed those images. I think it was stronger because you had so many great local people pictures. So stick with the local people, the local scenery, and the clotheslines were really nice. Some of the clotheslines, I would cull through those. Some were really great, like I said, the ones with the 3 windows, but there were some that the clothes were like all bunched up, and there was like some black clothing, and they didn't look like, like soft and flowing and colorful and in a way that grabbed me. I thought they looked, the clotheslines looked a little bit junky. So I would, get rid of some of those. And let's see. Oh, the starting image, again, that was a tourist image, it appeared. And I would start with a stronger image. You really want to kind of wow people. I thought your cover image was nice, but once you start getting into the actual essay, I thought the second image that you used, the overall with the rooftops and the clotheslines, was really nice. And I also love the photograph of the men dancing, and that would also make a great engaging, compelling image. Let's see. Made a few notes here. Oh, I thought the blurred background images, kind of the double image, it felt a little gimmicky to me, given this your theme and the subject matter. Maybe that would work better with a different sort of essay, but I don't think you needed that because your pictures were so good and really stood on their own that I personally would get rid of that blurred background image. I found it a little distracting. Also, again, lovely composition. I thought your the music transitions were nice. There was one image that the woman lying down, there was like the woman lying down, and then there was water, and then you saw the other side of what I imagine was a canal. And that particular image, I would do either not use it or crop it. So it's a really long, narrow image, because that, if you had like been down a little lower when you initially took the picture and that background kind of came together more, I think that image would have worked better. So obviously once you've got home and you have the images that you're looking at, you can't make that kind of correction. So either not use it or just crop it differently. So yeah, I think that's all that I had for that particular essay. And let's move on to the next one. This one is called Four Seasons Stroll, and it's by Rich Shribstein. Oops, hold on. Let's see. And here we go. All right. Nice job, Phil. Or I'm sorry. This is Rich. Nice job, Rich.
Cindy,
Let's put this here.
they
Yeah,
asked if you could unshare so they can see you.
sure. So the stop the share. Is that better? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, Rich, really nice job. I loved your opening shot of the Capitol, and I really loved the night images. I thought those were really successful, and you have a really nice sense of, you know, the lines. I thought the composition was nice. Your yeah, so I just made a note here that you had some really nice leading lines. You had some good people picture, and the you had a really nice closing shot too. The girl lying on the bench with the hands over, you know, her arms over her face, I thought was a really nice closing feeling type of image. So I thought your nighttime photos were much more successful than your daytime. And in fact, if you know, you might want to consider doing an essay of just nightscapes in Albany. You know, like even going to some of the like for instance, like Central Avenue. You know, and photographing some of the neon lights and different lights that illuminate the different buildings, and that could be pretty cool. But the daytime photos, I thought perhaps you might have chosen a different day. I don't know, you know, what your circumstances were, but the light was pretty flat on a number of the pictures. You know, that's due to the gray skies. They're just, you know, had it been a different time of day, a different sort of day, maybe morning light or evening light, where you could have got maybe some long dramatic shadows that would have really, you know, really made those pictures different. So I thought you had some nice moments, like you caught the dancers on the plaza. That was really nice. I liked how you showed, you know, the buildings, and then you also showed, you know, kind of people interacting, you know, with what's on the plaza. So let's see. You did have one photo I noticed was out of focus. There was a guy sitting on the bench by the Capitol, and I probably would just eliminate that. You know, like I said, in general, everybody had too many images, so you could certainly weed out a few of these and make this a much stronger photo essay. So I think that's all I had for that one. Again, really, you know, again, just love the night shots. So good job on that. And let's see here. I am going to share my screen again. I'm getting pretty good at this now. And so this one is the car auction slideshow, and this is by Dow Smith. This has a lot of great energy in it, so here we go. Okay. So that was great. I really love the music on this piece. It had me like tapping my toes. I don't know about all you, but I was like tapping my toes, and I really got a sense of what it's like to be there. You know, I like the beginning where you had, you know, kind of the frenetic changing of the images, showing the kind of you know, the fast pace. That was nice, speeding up the video that way. And I really liked at the end how Dow included the natural sound. That was great. So yeah, I really felt like I was there. Again, I think it could have benefited from fewer images, but you know, in some way it kind of worked because you know, the pace he had me going at. There's oftentimes where I want to sit and kind of really dwell on an image, but in this case, it was more about the timing and just getting the feel for what it's like to be there. So, you know, I thought it was good action and good angles. Dow, you had a really nice mix of people, cars, details, and you got some really nice moments from people like the auctioneer. You had him, you know, eyes open, big, and in motion, and you know, good for you getting right in there and capturing those moments. So you have a good eye. You're seeing it. There was one picture that really caught my eye. Was a race car up on the stage. It has a number 9 on the side. I personally would crop that one long and narrow, and you know, I don't know, use it in some other way. It just kind of really grabbed me. It had the gas tanks in the background, and I just thought that was really a really pretty image. Just kind of grabbed me. So I just wanted to mention that to you. So anyway, let's see. Oh, yeah, initially I made a comment about, you know, how you use the technique of moving in and out with the of the image. You did it, like, I think with every picture, and I'm not sure that was necessary to do that with every picture. Maybe more like when it's kind of called for, when there's a cool detail you want to really zoom in on, or you know, really good expression, facial expression. But you know, but again, I think it kind of worked for this piece, but it's just something to consider. You don't want to overuse a technique, but so I just wanted to make that comment as well. It's so yeah, just as long as when you're using some of the techniques that are available to us when we're using video, we just want to use them with intention and not just use them because we can use them. You know, just really making sure that what you're doing fits the style and the mood of the piece. So just wanted to, you know, make that kind of clear. So we'll go on to the next one, and this is going to be Guatemala by Connie Frisbee Hood.
And Cindy, if you can make them full screen when you play them too.
What's that?
Could you please make them full screen too when you start them?
Okay, you're so picky.
I am, well, yeah. No numbers on it.
No problem. And here we go. Okay. Nice work, Connie. Um, I thought you had some really nice sound with this one. I love the transitions with the music, and I really loved, especially the marimba. That one had me tapping my foot again, like with Gao's piece. And with that marimba, the longest I'm kind of talking about it, I loved how we heard the music, and then we saw the hands, and then we went to the faces. That was really nice transition. But in the beginning, it's kind of funny. You said the Mayans from beginning to present. I thought, oh boy, this could be a long photo essay, but covering the span of time. But I liked in the beginning how you had the sounds of the jungle. That was really nice. And then the transition to the upbeat music was really good as well. I thought some of the pictures transitioned a little too quickly. There were some that I kind of wanted to linger on a little bit. And one that comes to mind is you had like a close-up of the church reflection, the church steeple reflected in some puddles, and there was cobblestones. It was pretty complex image, and I wanted to see that a little longer. So I thought you had a really good mix of overalls, details, close-ups, and I also thought you had a nice closing image. And things to be careful with is I saw some redundancy in your in the images. For example, there you had two carts and they were actually back to back in the the second section of your essay, just before you transition to the marimbas. And it's like, pick one of them. I didn't need to see two hand carts going up the street. Again, I like the transition to marimbas, and then the busy market and the explosion of color was really beautiful. But when you had the tortilla making, you had a couple images, and then the tortillas. I thought that was a nice effect. But it would be really nice if, of course, you have to think about this in advance when you're actually shooting it. But it would have been nice if there was like a series. I don't know if you have more in that, more images to look through of that particular moment. But it would have been nice if you had like maybe 3 or 4 of her, making the tortillas and then putting them on the grill or the cooker, the flat pan. So just the 2, I didn't really think worked so much. You had more of a series. I think that would have been a little more successful. You had the sign about the weaving. I'm not particularly a fan of signage, to use signage as a transition, unless there's something more happening with the sign. It's more like a scene setter, not just such a close-up of the sign itself. And the weaving images were great. I thought those were actually an essay in themselves. I thought you could have actually made like 3 essays out of this. So just to think about that, but like the weaving itself was, obviously you spent some time there and you saw so many aspects of weaving. That itself would have been a great essay. There were a few, again, I would take out a few of those images, make sure they're all really strong and all work together. And let's see. And then you had a photo near the end where you had the 2 dogs. They were in the center and they're looking at the photographer, and then you have those beachside exercise bikes. I thought that was just a funny photo, and I thought it was it really showed your sense of humor and how you see the world. That you caught a funny moment that maybe some people would walk right past. And the light wasn't great on that particular image, but I just loved the moment, so I wanted to address that. And again, just really a lovely, closing shot. So good work, Connie. And we'll go on to Macro by Joe Cotronillo. So here we go. Uh-oh. Now we're in trouble. Hold on. Mm. And here we go. Okay. Good job, Joe. Obviously, you are a master at macro photography. Really amazing pictures and great, great close-ups. Good use of color. I thought the music really fit. Very soothing. I liked how you isolated your subjects. With the shallow depth of field. Obviously, the macro lens, helps you do that. So you know what I'm going to say. That this is basically 3 photo essays, kind of all combined in one. And so just so you know that, and again, you want your strongest images in each of these 3 essays. I did like that you had some unexpected moments, and I would have to say that is probably the best photo I've ever seen of a fly. And the coupling that you showed was a surprise, but that particular image didn't have really enough contrast of color to be really successful. It was just a kind of a lot of brown. It was an interesting moment, but not great color or contrast, unfortunately. There's some things we just don't have control of. But the way you started out with the dance of the dragonfly, I found that a little that it really didn't fit in because you had the words going, and then you didn't carry that through your essay. So I probably, and you had a couple of really beautiful photos of dragonflies. I'd maybe pick one of those dragonfly photos and eliminate the words. Even if you did them at a 3, the series of 3 without the words would probably have been, would have worked a little better, in my opinion. I liked the mix of leaves, flower, and fruit in the flora. And I really like the pairing of the Swiss Army knife with the map. I like how you thought about the background on that one. So in general, I would probably stick with either color or black and white. And also you had kind of some studio kind of looking images, and then you had like the bokeh. I think that all that kind of broke the uniformity of the essay. Again, try to make sure that the images work together, that they add and build on each other. So I thought the color ones were really great. That's probably what I would have stuck with, is just the color and the natural pictures, because they're so amazing. Let's see. Oh, you had that transition from the dry leaf to the wet leaf, which I thought was really nice. You had one image that I wasn't quite sure what it was. It looked kind of like butter brickle to me. I just couldn't figure out what it was. So maybe, if people can't figure out what something is, then maybe that's an image that you want to leave out. Because again, you want to have impact with your essay. Let's see. So I think that's kind of all I had for that. I thought the music, went really good with it. And again, the flow is nice. So good job with that. And we're going to move on next to the piece by Patty Fazio called I Want to Remember This.
Tiny fingers, tiny toes, a tiny life that's gonna grow. I've waited so many years for this day. I wanna make it much, and I wanna remember. I wanna remember. I wanna remember this. Yeah, yeah. They placed you in my arms tonight.
Okay. Good job, Patty. So, obviously, wonderful photography and great portraits. Let's see. I thought I know you're trying to time everything to the music, but I thought the start was kind of slow. You know, again, as I said, you know, if you're showing this to people, you kind of got to grab their attention and get into the meat of the photo essay. I thought the color cover shot worked. And then I personally would have stuck with all of your black and whites. You have some really great natural moments. And, you know, if you really like an image that's in color, obviously you can change it into black and white. But that's how I would have been more consistent with this piece is, you know, just stick with the black and white. I thought that was really nice touch. And stay with your more natural moments. Some of the pose shots just didn't, you know, he had all these authentic, real moments. And then the pose shots just have a whole different feeling. You know, maybe you have an essay of posed images and then an essay of, you know, more natural moments. So obviously it was perfect music. As long as I'm kind of talking about the music, the images, I kind of also want to say there were a couple images that didn't really fit in for me, and you might want to think about, you know, taking those out next time or doing something differently. It's there was one picture where the sharp focus was on the mom's fingernails. And that felt a little jarring to me, especially when it's about babies. You know, babies are like soft, cuddly, right? Personally, I would leave that one out. And again, really nice details. The portraits of the parents in the background with the baby out of focus were really nice. And then I liked how you switched it. The baby was in focus in a different picture, and then the parents out of focus in the background. That was good. So I would stay also with newborns. It appeared to me that there were a couple photos with older babies, like the baby with the adult cap on, you know, the cabbie cap. That felt out of place, you know, because obviously it's a little older because it could hold its head up. And let's see, you had one image too that was the baby like in the basket with the fuzzy carpet or fuzzy blanket. And, you know, it's kind of like a Getty look-alike. You have your own great style. You know, that particular Getty style is just so well known, and you have your own style. I would also think about leaving that particular picture because it felt jarring. It didn't fit in with the mood and style of the rest of the piece. That also you had one, the baby appears to be kind of waving, and that felt a little out of place too because the baby's actually looking at you. So again, it doesn't feel real because that baby may be aware of the photographer. So rather than the intimacy of the baby and the parents and the love right there. You had really great details of the hands and feet, and you know there was one point where the music, you know, matched where you were showing the feet. And I thought that was nice. Let's see. Oh, also you used the technique of you started and you ended with the same image. And I thought that was nice. It really just rounded it out. You know, that maybe it wouldn't work with every essay, but I thought it worked really well with this particular one. And let's see if there was any other notes I made. Obviously, great music, well timed to match some of the images. And let's see, I think that was pretty much it. But yeah, really, really good work. Really, obviously, you do really good baby photography. So we're gonna move on now to the next one, which is Pretty Woman. And this is by Carolyn O'Donnell. Okay. Good job, Carolyn. So obviously, really great portraits. I thought I really love some of the poses. You it really does show your ability to work with and direct your subjects. So good for you. That's a skill. That's a tough one. It's really difficult for some people to really direct subjects. So that's great. You're really good at that. One of my all-time favorite photo in this series was the woman who was looking out the car window and she's kind of looking away from you. It was early on in the essay, and I loved that picture. And that actually I thought would have made a nice closing shot. I kind of got what you were trying to do at the end, showing the young girl like the future pretty woman, but to me, that didn't really fit. And I think that the woman in the car window, or even something like, maybe the car is, maybe it's even like the backside of the car and she's kind of hanging out the window, and like a goodbye kind of picture. So let's see, I liked you had a couple different styles going here, and I would encourage you to decide which one you want to show, because you had women, more natural looking women, and then you had some really some women, looking pretty sexy in their swimsuits, and then you had others that were like like theatrical, and then you had others that looked like they were in the studio rather than outdoors in a natural setting. So if you're trying to show kind of the variety of pretty women, maybe you have one natural, one theater, one studio, one sexy, maybe you do something like that. Or you just focus on one. It's all natural women, outside. So I would just encourage you to think about that. Let's see. Yeah, even, I made a comment here about the possible closing shot, maybe the woman in the car that's kind of driving away, maybe she's leaning out the window and like blowing a kiss or something. So anyway, really, really great portraits. And again, good job on the posing. So well done. That's and we're gonna move on to the next one. This is Transportation Before Our Time, and this is by MJ Edelman. Okay. Just get this back here. All right, good job. All right, MJ. So obviously you stuck with your theme, so good for you on that. I really love some of your details, and some of the lighting was really beautiful. I personally would probably have started to mix in the details a little sooner. Um, but and obviously I think this piece is a bit long. You had like a break in the music, and that probably would have been, could have been the end of your essay. But obviously a lot of really beautiful pictures, and again, just kind of mixing in the details with the overall, with the larger image of the full car. Cars are not easy to photograph, so I really admire your good work with photographing them. One thing I'd be kind of careful of is sometimes when you use that blurring of the background, I know you're trying to keep the background clean. Just kind of be careful. It looked like some of the cars were floating, and I'm sure that wasn't your intention. But so just to kind of be aware of that, to make sure that the car is landing on something. Also, it kind of looked like the hook and ladder truck you had was a model versus it being real. If that's the case, I would definitely stick with real images rather than kind of putting in a model. I might be off on that one. It's just the way it appeared to me. Again, it really didn't fit in quite so much with all of the really cool cars that you had. It was a little, just a little out of place. Let's see. Yeah, really beautiful lighting. I liked some of the reflections and the blurring that you did. And I thought the descriptions worked because obviously it's important for car enthusiasts to know what kind of car they're looking at and what year it is. So that was good, and you were consistent with those descriptions, so that was really good. I thought the pace was nice. I was able to take a look at the car. You didn't dwell too long or move too fast onto the next one. And again, I don't know the conditions of the shoot you had, but maybe you could have mixed in a few overalls of cars, several cars together. And me personally, I think it, maybe this isn't your thing, and obviously you were sticking with a particular theme, and I admire that. If you wanted to kind of mix it up a little bit, you could have like some, cars as you were showing them, maybe some details, maybe some overalls, and maybe even some car enthusiasts, because they're really characters, and maybe they have like an interesting tattoo or something like that. If you want to like think about a larger essay, those are some elements that you could pull in to a different kind of essay. So there you go. So thanks. That was great work. And now we're going to come to New York by Linda Tomasillo. Oops, hold on. Hold on here. All right. Here we go with Linda's.
Walking sound we hadn't heard before. And I said, welcome to New York. It's been waiting for you. Welcome to New York. Welcome to New York. Welcome to New York. It's been waiting for you. Welcome to New York. Welcome to New York. It's a new soundtrack. I could dance with this beat. Forevermore. The lights are so bright, but they never blind me. Welcome to New York. It's been waiting for you. Welcome to New York. Welcome to New York. When we first dropped our bags on apartment floors, took our broken hearts, put them in a drawer. Everybody here was someone else before, and you can want who you want. Boys and girls and girls. Welcome to New York. It's been waiting for you. Welcome to New York. Welcome to New York. Welcome to New York. It's been waiting for you. Welcome to New York. Welcome to New York. It's a new soundtrack. I could dance with this beat. Forevermore. The lights are so bright, but they never blind me. Welcome to New York. It's been waiting for you. Welcome to New York. Welcome to New York. Like any great love, it keeps you guessing. Like any real love, it's ever changing. Like any true love, it drives you crazy. But you know you wouldn't change anything, anything, anything. Welcome to New York. It's been waiting for you. Welcome to New York. Welcome to New York. Welcome to New York. It's been waiting for you. Welcome to New York. Welcome to New York. It's a new soundtrack. I could dance with this beat. The lights are so bright, but they never blind me. Welcome to New York soundtrack. It's been waiting for you. Welcome to New York. The lights are so bright, but they never blind me. Welcome to New York. So bright, they never blind. Welcome to New York. Welcome to New York.
All right. Great job, Linda. Again, this is another one that had a snappy soundtrack like some of the others, you know, had my foot tapping. And she gets right into the essay, and draws the viewer in right away. There's really no lag time, and she really made great effort to, you know, like time the images with the, you know, the energy of the song, and I thought that was really well done. This essay really tells a story. It really gives me a sense of being on the High Line. She was really good about, you know, showing the art, like some close-ups of the art, and then the art and its environment, like with the buildings, and then the people interacting with the art. I thought that was really good. Again, really great people pictures, and good energy, good emotion. There were some pictures that I thought were kind of weak and kind of pulled the piece down a bit. Some of those were like when you had people's backs, you didn't need those, because your other images are so much stronger. If anything was a little bit soft, a little bit out of focus, I probably would pull those as well. And then you had two pictures of little girls. They were kind of back to back. And then you had the let the you know, the reader or the viewer kind of dwell on it. You left some time for that. And I thought both of those pictures were kind of weak. They, you know, it was kind of their backs, and I couldn't really see the environment, and they weren't really doing anything that I could see what they were doing. It wasn't really, it didn't have great emotion. So those two pictures were rather weak. I would think about replacing them or just removing them, maybe change your timing a little bit in that area, or anyway, so you had some pictures though that just really had great emotion. Like there was a couple that were doing a selfie. They're laying on their backs. They were doing a selfie, and that was really good. They were laughing, and that was good. So really good work with the people. There was also, you had a picture that I really liked that was, you had some nice angles. I really liked the one where you were looking down and there was a man and there was like the manhole covers. And that was great. I actually wanted to look at that picture a little longer, but you switched to the next picture, which was similar, but wasn't as well composed. And it had a couple women, and again, it was their backs. And that I didn't feel that picture needed to be in there. I would have rather looked a little longer on the picture with the man and the manhole covers. Let's see what else I've got here. I thought it was nice when you moved quickly between two related images. You like there was one where there was the two doors that were art pieces, and you showed both of them, and then you zoomed in on just one of them, and I thought that was nice. Worked with the timing of the music. Let's see. Oh, you had an image. There was at least one, maybe two, but there was one where the man, it was towards the end, was stretching out, and he was looking past you. I don't know who he was looking at. He wasn't looking at you. But that one was a little jarring because it's like, well, who is he looking at? What's he doing? Is somebody taking his picture? So that one kind of left me questions. I didn't know, kind of what was happening or how it related to the essays. So anyway, so either kind of show that whole scene or just leave that image out. So I think that's mostly what I had. I think, I know we're kind of coming to the end though. Dow, do you think we could show the Phil's piece, since we kind of, mangled it up? Do you think we could show that one again? Oh, I can't hear you.
Yeah, if we could play that from the beginning, that would be nice.
Okay, I agree. All right, thanks. I'll do that, and then I'll tell you about which ones I thought went first, second, and third. Okay, great. Thank you. Okay. There we go. So, anybody else? So, why don't you, the rest of you come on the screen with me? So I can announce what I,
Who's the rest? You talking about the panelists?
yeah, come on up here with me. There we are. Yay, so I'm not all alone. You still got me up there somewhere?
Yes.
Yep, you're still there.
Okay, I can't see myself, so that's why I'm asking. Okay, so so drum roll. And like I said, everyone did great work. Kudos to all of you for putting in the time and the energy, and I'm inspired. Thank you so much for sharing your great images with me. So third place. Well, the ones that I gave first, second, and third were ones that I felt stayed more on theme, that were more uniform kind of overall, and that the images work together. So third place is Dow with the car auction slideshow.
Thank you.
Well done, well done.
Thanks.
And second place is the one we just saw, Portugal. And that's by Phil Olivio. So congratulations, Phil. And first place is Welcome to New York, Linda Tomasulo. Linda Tomasulo. Did I say that right? Tomasulo?
Yes. Yeah, you got it.
Congratulations. I'm sure there's a big chunky check coming your way.
Yeah. I have to work on the budget for this. Congratulations, Linda. That's terrific. As always, you do a great job with these.
Thank you.
So excellent job. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
Cindy. Your commentary was really very, very good. And I know you spent a lot of time. I could see you spent a lot of time
Oh, good.
going
Yeah.
through the images and making notes, and we really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, my pleasure. And yeah, the reason that I chose New York as number one is just the fact that the video or the story, how it moved along, how the images all work together, and just a lot of really strong images. So well done, Linda.
Good. Well, Linda, congratulations. And Cindy, thank you so much. I think you just did a great job. Best comments I think we've had from a judge
Oh, good.
in the
Those are
photo
helpful.
essay contest. And hopefully we'll get you back to show your maybe some of your work.
We're going to
Cindy.
see it now? Aren't we going to
Oh,
see it?
If
Well-
you like to, if you have time. Everybody's still there?
Whoever's here
We're
is
still
here.
here. We've got 23 people yet.
Okay, if
Hey.
you want to, because I know Dow kind of wanted to wrap things up by now.
That's all right. If
I mean, it's not
everybody's still
long.
here,
How
you
long
haven't
is
fled
it?
for the cookies.
Well, this wouldn't take long because what I was just going to show you is a short little photo story, or not photo story / essay. And it was really something I just shot in an hour. And I've been doing quite a bit of work for the Evangelists lately. And so they sent me to St. Ambrose Catholic School to photograph first day of school. And so I was there when the kids were arriving. Some were pre-K kids, so they were more emotional, leaving their parents. And then also just, and then I stuck around a little bit as class was in session. So I just want to show you what, just the different elements that I was looking for as I did kind of a quick assignment. So let me bring that up. And I will share my screen. Give me just a minute here to get going.
Yeah, and the next time we do videos like this, so we know what the gotchas are, and we'll try and fix the sound. I think if we had gone through and figured out how to configure Cindy's computer
Yeah,
for the properly with the software, it would have sounded a little bit better.
right. Okay. So here I'll share my screen here with you guys. Oops. Oopsie. Oh, dang. I got to go back. Okay. So here we are. So, so obvious, you know, here's kids being getting dropped off at school, first day of school, you know, and of course, you know, these current times are just like a photographer's dream. I mean, it's just, you know, everything, people have masks, we have all these new regiments we have to do when we go into buildings and such. And so, you know, this is history that, you know, that I feel that I'm documenting. And so, you know, so that's something that I keep in mind as well. So I like this picture. Obviously, I took a series of this moment, and the thing I like is the mom waving, you know, the girl, you know, being welcomed to school for the first day. They had the little sanitation or the sanitizer station. And this is the principal here, and she's helping this young girl. And I like how this gal is up on her toes, you know, to reach the sanitizer. She's got her little pink backpack on and purple mask. And then this was the preschooler. So they're all, you know, they're 6 feet apart, social distancing. They were only letting, you know, so many parents and kids in at a time. And so I wanted to show that. And I like this particular picture out of several that I took because I like how the 3 parents in the back are all looking down at their child. So it's kind of more of a connection. And then this was another piece of it, just, you know, getting the temperature taken. And I kind of like that there's a lot going on in this particular image. You kind of, my eye kind of keeps moving around. And then here was one little guy that wasn't so happy to be letting his mom go. And then, of course, because I'm shooting for the evangelist, I like to include, you know, imagery, Catholic imagery in their pictures. So I think about my client and what to include in the pictures.
So is this supposed to be a slideshow because nothing's moving? It's just showing thumbnails.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, geez, hold on. So I lost my sharing. Okay. So you see my thumbnails. Now, do you see the larger picture?
No.
No, you just see thumbnails?
Yep.
Okay. Let's see if I can do this. Slideshow. Here we go. Here we go. Now you can see it, right?
Yep. Now we're
Okay.
good. We're good to go.
So sorry about that. So again, here's a little girl getting dropped off, mom waving, and then, oops. And then here's a little girl up on her toes getting a hand sanitizer. And then here you can see this picture better with the children and the parents social distancing as they wait to go into the school. And again, now you can see better the parents looking down at the child, the 3 parents at the back of the row or the back of the line. Temperature being taken here. And then here's the little boy who didn't want to leave his mom. And then this little girl, it was funny because you had the little boy that didn't want to leave. And then you have this little girl, she was like, okay, see you, Mom. So then I thought this was interesting. This isn't a picture that the evangelists used, but I just thought this was interesting to show what the bathrooms look like. You know, they closed off the center sink, and you know, they got the hand washing instructions, and this is all part of, you know, history. Got the little girl in the background. And then they had signs like this, spread hope, not germs. So just a little detail. And then, like I said, I stuck around for class. So this is a kindergarten class. And, you know, you can see the dots where the kids are supposed to stand. Not all of them are following directions, but pretty much they are. Standing on their dots, and they're doing, they're moving along to a song. They all know the song, and they're doing the movements that go with it. And I just love the light in this room. I was just like, oh my gosh, look at this light. So that really makes this picture for me. And then this sweet little girl, this is actually what they ended up using on the cover. They cropped it in more of a square. They have a, it's a tabloid style paper. So when I'm shooting for them, I leave them a lot of room because I like to put words on the page. And then, you know, some of the kids were doing remote learning. So here you have the boy in the background who's blurred. He's in the class, you know, in person. And then some of his classmates are in this 5th grade class, just, you know, watching from home. So that's kind of my closing shot. I didn't have a really strong closing shot because I wasn't at the school like the whole day. But so anyway. So that's that. And where's my cursor? Okay, so just a quick little, you know, photo essay that I did in about an hour's time. So, and that's me running around thinking, okay, I got to cover this, I got to cover that, I got to cover that. So, anyway, yeah. Well, thank you, Linda. I got her little note here. Thanks for sharing. So, anyway, so that's it.
Well, thank you, Cindy. Appreciate your critiques and your participation.
My pleasure.
Everybody had a great time. I mean, I'm not seeing any negative comments, so we're doing good.
Awesome. Well, I see there's a lot of comments in the chat, so awesome. So thank you, everyone. It was really an honor to see your work and to, you know, share my thoughts about your work. So keep it up. Doing good.
All right, everybody. We'll see you. Dow, anything to say? You're muted.
Thank you so much, Cindy. You did a great job. Excellent comments. I think we learned a lot, which is really the point of all this, is to learn how to do this and make it better. And so I think it was very, very helpful. Hopefully we'll have you back. We would really appreciate it if you could do a program with us at some point.
My pleasure.
Your story there on the beginning of school, that's an excellent photo essay. And you know, a story, you told a story, which is really the most fun part of this. So thank you for sharing that.
My pleasure.
All right. Well, everybody don't forget to get your images in for our digital competition starting next month. I sent out an email, I think yesterday about it. So hopefully, can't wait to see them.
Okay. Good
Thank
luck,
you
everyone.
so much. Appreciate it. And we'll see you in our next program.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Keep shooting.